But do you think we might see a Tiny?
It's possible, but Tidehunter is pretty strong against Io Tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Jakiro as well. You can just ice past the relocation.
In fairness, I'm not sure whether this is the best game for an IO at all, really, for Northern Lions. Tidehunter, Jakiro, Rubik.
Yeah, it's not a traditional IO game. I would say that.
Mm.
But they may have to. I would love to see it laned with Centaur. I think that's a really great dual lane.
A dual lane, Centaur.
Yeah, or try lane, put someone else down there with him. That's fine too. But I think IO Centaur is very underrated in the early game. And as you point, pick a PA or someone that doesn't really need the IO in the laning phase, can't do a lot with him, but would be happy to have him in the late game. But yeah, I would love to see him lane with Centaur, but we'll see.
Taking a bit of time on this next pickup though for Swaggy dudes. They've still got, and this is something that I tend to try and avoid drafting strategy wise. I don't know how you feel, but I don't like being left in a position where you've got to pick up your position 1 and your position 2.
Seconds to go.
Supports and offlaners seem to be the early pickups these days, but I don't know. We have had most of the carries in the game banned out as a consequence of that, and it always screams to me a little bit of, do you guys have the best strategy in mind, or are we kind of just picking things up as they seem? Oh yeah, he's got a decent stun. Magnus and Windranger. I like the Magnus pickup for Northern Lions. It doesn't combo well with the Skywrath Mage, but it combos amazingly with the Centaur. What they need for it though is a big right clicker to take advantage of that cleave.
I could see a PA. Yep, I think Northern Lions would have picked PA.
Yeah.
Swaggy did not ban it.
That was a very good ban from them.
As soon as they picked that IO, I was like, okay, it could be a PA. That was a PA ban, a PA pick waiting to happen. I absolutely believe that.
Windranger though, interesting pickup. If Devok's watching, he'll be screaming his head off in happiness. Could be, well, I'm pretty sure that'll be a mid. But how does Midranger go up against Magnus? That's not a matchup I've seen a huge amount of. I'd imagine Windranger does fairly happily though.
It still does well for Windranger for all the reasons that Windranger is usually good.
And she can also, of course, Magnus's normal trick for mid to get kills when he can get them is to kind of try and get behind someone and skew her out. But Windranger, of course, could just wind run out of that and dodge all the tower damage and any more cleave coming out of Magnus. I'm actually not sure about Magnus into Windrunner, to be perfectly honest.
Slog.
Both will do fine. I don't think it's probably an advantage for Windranger, but I think Magnus will do.
And Northern Lions going for the Gyrocopter. That's an interesting pickup.
I like it a lot. I think it's great.
This is going to be an interesting game here. I like the Slark pickup from Swaggy dudes. I think that's the kind of hard scaling position one they're going to need. And Gyro's really not going to be liking that Agi steal. But Empower Gyrocopter. You won't get the benefit of the cleave, but obviously Gyrocopter's got his own way of hitting the entire enemy team at once.
Well, it's call down, and all of his abilities will synergize well with the Centaur and the Magnus. I think Gyrocopter is great for their team. I just think that if you're not going to pick a melee carry, then you don't need to pick Magnus. There are other heroes that can do very similar things.
That's
not have the cleave be wasted.
That's what's throwing me a bit. Do you want to introduce one of the teams, Dev? Pick a team, any team.
Sure. I'll grab our old friends Northern Lions like to do the first game. Playing for Northern Lions today. First off, on the hero that I think really is the one that everyone should be watching. The one that's going to determine who wins for the Northern Lions more than anyone else. It's going to be Evasion on the IO. Any IO game, unfortunately, or fortunately, comes down to the IO play. And I think it's going to be. Playing on the Skywrath Mage is part of that support duo. Is a stand-in Cyclop on the Skywrath Mage. Probably heading down towards the bottom lane with them is going to be Sayla on the Gyrocopter. They're going to look for break these trees, maybe? Yeah? Yeah. Ooh, they don't actually get the ball, but okay.
I think they got enough to get from one camp to the next.
Did they? But whatever. Also a stand-in. Their off lane is going to be Centaur Warrior by CA. I think it's just playing under his normal name. They like to change around sometimes. And then head into mid lane. The farming master, as he is known, is going to be Phantom XP on the back.
Lord of the CS. And over on the Swag side, we have got Rubik being played by SYZ. Just scouting out the top rune. I am trying to keep an eye on the minimap just while we do these introductions to make sure we don't miss any big actions. Slark going to be played by Timesel. Jakiro hanging around bot rune is going to be played by No, getting a nice early D ward off, bit of gold for him. We are going to have the mid ranger going to be played by Young. And offlane Tide going to be played by Danny. And stand-ins for both teams, which is a little bit unfortunate. But it also looks like we might have a dual mid versus dual mid, unless Jakiro is heading up top now.
I think it'll be fine for Wind Ranger.
It'll be okay. Gyro will be able to farm though,
Yeah,
which is an important factor. And we've got Magnus going down bottom against Tide. That's quite an interesting matchup. I would have thought that would be... Sorry?
Will probably be supported by the Skyrat.
Yeah, that's going to be a... I don't think Magnus will be able to do too well against Tide. And going for a first level in Empower? I suppose this is position 1 Magnus last hit build.
I think this would be a great lane for Tide.
Yeah. Fairly able to withstand the Skywrath harass up against a melee carry, which is what Tide just loves.
I wonder if Tide will go for a mech this game, so he can get like a Ring of Health at the start and try to handle this like a solo lane. With a little bit of regen, he should be able to win pretty handily.
I'm normally very happy with Northern Lions games. I'm not as confident with in this game, I have to admit. I think Swaggy have got a decent draft and the edge on maybe the laning phase.
I think that the Gyrocopter should get good farm, and they're going to really rely on that. But this Wind Ranger, Wind Ranger is an off lane, along with every other role he plays, which is every role. But I think she'll do fine against you.
Oh yeah, she...
Power shot, happy to get levels, being sure to get amazing farm. I will say that obviously Northern Lions is going to scale a lot better. Right? So I think their lanes are not as strong, but once they get themselves past the 30-minute mark, if they're in the game more or less, they should be able to win a lot of fights.
Let's have a quick look at the last hit to see if it is going as badly as we think. So Magnus fairly handily beating out the Tide down on bot lane, and Gyrocopter, as we said, able to get the farm on mid. Wind Ranger's actually doing pretty badly, only at 2 and 0. I mean, she's not hugely item dependent, but she can certainly do a lot with items. You do want to be getting some farm on her.
Yes, and I think that
meanwhile Tide kind of being caught out a little bit down here on bot lane. They do have space for a skewer if he's got it. Oh no, they're just going to wait on the shockwave. Oh, he's got skewer now, but it might be a little bit late. Oh, and an ice path in from a TP Jakiro. This is Phantom XP in trouble now. Anchor Smash is down. No, looking for the dual breath. Or a liquid fire. But not able to get it. So a lot of dithering there. And not quite able to make the cut. But like, just as an example, if Phantom had got the skewer, then that would have been a kill. I really am not sure about this in power level 1.
I wonder about this Lark. I'm thinking about it. Obviously, the lane of the watch right now is bottom, but at top lane, I wonder if Slark would actually be a pretty decent laning counter to Centaur. Because even though you're gonna take burn damage, stat steal is always very strong.
Stat steal is great. Yeah. You've also got the fact that Centaur's stun is fairly easy to predict, so you could probably pop the Slark debuff. Yeah. Just during the cast time. He is still one of those heroes that you could nuke down with double edge, though. That would be my...
Yeah, I agree. But if you play it right, it could be a very good match.
No, actually being caught miles away from his team down here on bot lane. Oh, and Phantom XP nicely juking the ice path there, and then manages to get the shockwave off. I think he's still got... Yeah, he's still got skewer. He's fine.
I'm not sure what Noah is doing over there.
I'm not sure either. I guess going for some harass, maybe hoping his team were coming in for something. Wasn't to be, though. Was not to be. Plenty of regen up on the Centaur. He's totally fine. Did he come into lane with 2 sets of tangos? Because for 4 minutes he's pretty regen heavy still.
Clark is going for Midas.
Let's have a quick look at those early items, see if there's anything huge coming out. Centaur's got his Tranquils, they'll be coming out on the courier next time it's free. Just being freed up by the mid. Wind Ranger and Io both have bottles already, but no other huge items coming out.
Dual mid chose to go for the single bottle here, so only one, which is fine. He sometimes dual mid to go for the double bottle, but they're winning pretty handily. They don't really need it.
That would be just evil. 2 runes every minute.
That's what if you're playing like IO Tiny, it's last really.
And Magnus now really beginning to the effect of trying to CS in a lane against the Tide as a melee carry is really beginning to tell on him now. Tide's actually overtaken. Tide 24 for 5, Magnus 17 and 3. That's really not good. Magnus sitting behind both the offlane and the enemy carry.
You know they're gonna tie on offlane. You should really get a ranged carry. There's a lot of good ranged carries in the game.
Hmm. Although we were saying, you know, if you've
done the same dual mid, done the same basic situation with Gyro bottom and Magnus middle, I think they would have done better for it.
I don't know. I think Gyro's range is a little bit low. It's really the Magnus pickup I'm not too happy with here. I think if they hadn't gone Magnus, there's a lot of things they could be doing, which would be going really well for them.
It was 100% plan on getting the CA.
SYZ almost managing to land the Rubik cliff there, and also we've got CA coming in, but a beautiful ice path holds that up a bit. Centaur wants it though. Double edge, and that's 2-0 for Northern Lions. Excellent play, and they notice a stack here. And they're going to want to rotate in behind this Wind Ranger. I hope she's aware of what's going on here. There is Stampede available. There it is! Windrunner's already popped. I think that was a little bit early. There's the stomp. Gyro nuking down as well. Up on top lane though. We do have Skyrath being finished off.
I think that was actually Rubicon bottom.
That was, sorry, Rubicon bot lane, yeah. Who's almost finished off Phantom as well.
Yeah.
Like, one lift, a couple of right clicks.
Needed that one chargers to survive the lift. He's taking several harass. Trouble. Hopefully bringing us out.
And this is position 1 mana boots, Magnus. I mean, okay, I think, no, in fairness, the position 1 here is Gyrocopter.
Yeah, but he still should have gone Blink. Well, he's just getting wrecked.
Yeah. The Magnus, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not...
Him and Skyrath combined have more last hits than the time. So...
And I kind of think, it kind of looks like Tide. He's already got arcane boots. I think he might actually be going for an urn? For a bracer next or something? Like, he's not in a hurry to rush his blink. I'm not sure that's wise. But,
yeah, it will be a bracer. Or, will it? I don't know.
Well, it could be an urn, but I don't think so.
I don't know.
So yeah, in fairness, it is a position to Magnus, even if it is down on the safe lane. But but it's just not a good laning matchup for them, and I don't see that they don't have anything where I'm like, oh, well, that's what they need our people.
I mean,
you know,
cooldown is very good with it.
Cooldown's got a huge radius though. Like you can.
Double edge is really nice.
If you've got an opportunity where you can land 4 people into the RP, then you've got an opportunity where you could have hit 4 people into cooldown.
Wanted PA, dude.
They really did. They really did.
Wanted PA. They were like, we're gonna get PA.
Oh, CA being gone on top does manage to get the stomp off on times, or Stampede's out, and I think he'll be alright. Of course, that wasn't a huge amount of expenditure for anyone there. Danny possibly being caught in the cooldown. No, Sailor doing a huge amount of damage here. Evasion ready to support. We've got the missile going out as well. There's not going to be enough damage though. I missed the Ravage. I'm not sure where that went down, but it wasn't available for that last fight. And we've got pings coming out on top lane. This tower's going to be in trouble fairly soon. I don't think they're too concerned about that though. Ready to sack.
Skyrath has TP. As does Magnus. I think they're getting ready to defend this tower. I think they're gonna...
Yeah, just getting some deeps on now. And we do have Tide with Ravage, popping a salve, and I think calling for TP's in. If they can just get a few more people down here, that could have been some nice kills, but no.
139 health on top area, and they'll go ahead and rotate in.
Just IO so far.
IO Centaur strong. Notice.
Oh, meanwhile Gyro on mid lane. Is he going to be able to get this? We do have Wind Ranger coming in here looking for a deny. Yes, Gyro manages to secure it. And we've got Tidehunter in real trouble down in bot lane. Forced Ravage out. The Phantom XP does have Power Shock, but no, he doesn't have time to cast it. The cooldown's not quick enough. And that's 1 for 1. Skyrath getting the revenge kill.
Magnus now has more last hits than Tidehunter. After getting absolutely hit.
Yeah, that's great. I guess maxing out Shockwave, it really is a question of, you know, if you get a good one, then suddenly you've got 101 blast hits just right on the belly.
Centaur is deep in the dire jungle.
Oh wow, he almost got that. That was kind of funny. Slark just stopped, turned around, went down the trees, and the stomp totally missed. The Centaur's like, ah, whatever. Stampede, double edge. And you know, for the team that we were saying was going to be kind of suffering in the laning phase and didn't really have the best of the laning matchup, which I still think is true. Northern Lions dominating this game so far.
They just rotated way better. Also, Centaur or Io, very good combo. 2 of their kills are coming out.
Okay, so 139 damage on the health left on this top tower, and we do have a caddy wave coming in. Phantom XP seeming to do a very good job of clearing it very quickly, though. I'm not sure if it wouldn't have been better to let it get close and get one quick catapult off.
I think where the Radiant group was, I think it was impossible.
Well, the catapult auto targets to the tower. It just has to get vaguely close. Oh, and we got a relocate coming in. It's Io. It's Gyro. Noah's in trouble here. We will have the stun coming out from Sealer, still available. Slark, meanwhile, being chased on the back lines. Rubik rotating in. Same with Wind Ranger, but we've got to group up now. Lots of damage coming down on both teams. Timesor still looking for a pick up. He does have his ult, so he's slightly freer than everyone else. Oh, but finished off! Oh, and better. So is Centaur over there with the by the Tide Hunter. So 2 for 1 for Northern Lions.
I do not think they wanted Gyrocopter to lead with Io there.
Yeah, that was possibly not the best choice. The Slark also being way too aggressive for a Slark on low health without his ult cooldown. I assumed he had it on, you know, ready to use, and that he'd use it to dodge or avoid some of the missiles.
Why does they relocated in? This top tower. Maybe they can deny it. I don't know.
Oh no, goes down to the Wind Ranger. But CA's coming with Stampede. He wants to get the slow off on someone. Danny does get hit by the stomp. Nice ice path landed though, but it's not going to be enough to save. And Jakiro finished off by the Io orbs. That's always a fun kill. Oh, Slark gets a deny on the bot tower though. Well played with that.
And despite difficult situations, Northern Lions outplaying their opponents yet again.
This is what we're used to seeing from them. Let's have a quick look at the XP graph. 5,000 for Northern Lions. Golds, similar kind of region. That's at the 12-minute mark. Phantom XP almost gets a skewer off.
It's not been Phantom XP's game. As talented of a player that we know he is.
I think the Magnus pick just wasn't in his favor here. I mean, you notice, especially with the relocate, if they're going to be using that on the gyro, they don't need the RP.
I agree. I agree that they could do the same thing. Better hero.
And the dire jungle stacks now just going to be eaten up by Northern Lions. We do have quite a few TPs coming in at the dire tier 1 though. I don't think they're aware of the farming of the stacks. We've got a dire ancient stack as well. This is going to be a huge amount of gold coming in for Northern Lions.
Arrow has picked up a helm and has his shadow here ready to stack. Radiant Ancient's already appears to be a triple stack there.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
What tower taking a bit of damage? It's really just a missed opportunity though for Northern Lions. There's nothing huge. The tower isn't going to be going down or anything, but someone could be down there getting that gold.
Heroes here in this middle lane. I guess they're trying to bait with the gyro, but Winter's like, nah, I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what these two are doing.
I just think they're in her jungle though.
And the problem when the whole team's clumped like this is obviously, you know, you've got an IO. You really need to be looking for those relocate gangs.
Lark is a target, but he's in jungle because he's right. He's back right now.
That's the safest place for him. By far the safest place for him. Centaur looking for a wraparound on this mid tier 2. I think they might just turn this into a push if Swag aren't going to actually come and contest it. And we've also got Magnus, of course, getting within, almost within, you know, coming to help range. And they do get the shackle down on Gyro. We've got a blink out from Centaur though, comes in to help, finishes off the Rubik immediately, and Slark forced to use to pop his ulti. Jung also finished off by Skywrath. Can he get out though? There's going to be a leap. The TP is real. The TP is not real. Slark finishing off Skywrath mage there.
Oh, Gyro comes back though.
Gyro's in. No, does manage to land the ice path, but the rocket barrage already activated. Beautiful dual stomp there from CA. He's got to run now though. Lift on Phantom XP by Rubik, who's come back into the game. He's going to be looking for a powerful skewer landing on this Danny. There's the RP. There's the skewer. They do need to get him though. Yeah, there we go. Finished off finally. I don't know if the RP was hugely needed. And Gyro caught in another ice path, but No needs to realize that Gyro doesn't stop just because he's stunned. He's already activated his abilities.
That fight was lost because Tidehunter had Ravage available and then used all of his mana on a Gush and then did not have
ouch. That's not good, as Rubik gets picked off for the second time this fight, this time by Gyrocopter. And it looks like a tier 2. Oh! Nice leap in from Timesor though, they're going to be going for CA on the Centaur. He's finished off really quickly. But Slark's ult is out. Gyro's got no max health and an IO stuck to him. Are they going to go for this tide? Yes they are! Huge nukes, a silence, a Skyroth comes down, there's Ravage. But there's going to be a huge amount of damage here coming for follow-up. They do get the shackle, they do get the power shot, that was beautiful. Nice TP in there from Young. Skyroth on the run. What mobility items do we have? That would be OP. That would be so OP. And this is a dead... That's gonna do it. Centaur ult.
Oh, he's healing slowly?
It's not gonna do it. Oh my god, it did it! Oh my god!
18 health. He's got +3 health generation with the Ring of Health. That Centaur ult saved his life.
My gosh. No picks up a DD and dies for his trouble. Spotted out by the cavalry charge, as we'll call Magnus and Sent this game, I think.
Is Magnus a centaur or is he a straight up?
Magnus is, and I kid you not, Magnus is a Magnoceros.
That's right, a Magnoceros. That's right.
Timesor, Skyroth ult, the silence goes down, the nuke! Pick a support to, you know, handle one of the hardest carries in the game. Yeah, sure. Skyroth can handle it.
Got damage, dude. Put your crown.
4 staffs coming up on everyone, I think. That seems to be the name of this game. And Seela with the lifesteal aura able to just finish off this ancient stack. Yeah, I'm surprised he's not getting the creep in here to help him with the damage a little bit. Can always back it up and it'll heal up again.
I think he's in range of the aura.
Oh sure.
He needs to keep that creep alive for as possible.
I'm gonna grab a bounty rune over here on the top. And I think, what's the next objective here for Northern Lions? I mean, I've got to say, I think it's just get the easy gold on top lane.
Yeah, just clear off some towers. Drill.
Let's have another quick look at that XP graph. Kind of doubled from when we last looked at it, but it has been a little bit more tempestuous, a little more ups and downs. And item charts, we've got BKB out on Gyrocopter, as well as a lot of the items he needs to just farm at the moment. Lifesteal, attack speed.
No one's there.
No one is there. no one is there. I've got a horrible feeling that Swag might end up trading a tier 1 and a tier 2 in exchange for a tier 1 that's only on, what, 300 health?
Yeah, they wanted defenders.
This is not the trade you are looking for. Top is going to go down, and mid is going to go down. So yeah, tier 1 in exchange for a tier 1 and a tier 2.
That's a painful feeling.
And I mean, I hope Swag realise the pressure is really on them to rotate back. They can't push this and hope for a little bit more, because they're just going to be giving more away.
I think they have to. I think they have to trade. At least then it's a tier 2.
I suppose.
They're only really down 1 tier 2 there.
2 towers for 3 is better than 1 tower for 2. They've got to be careful though. They do have Tide here ready. CA gets caught out in the Ravage. So does it. Phantom XP. There's going to be a huge amount of damage coming in here. Does manage to get the RP off though, and that's going to be enough for Gyro to just clean house. SYZ. And that's Gyro. Straight back to mid. And they're going to carry on with the push, forcing the TP from the Wind Ranger.
Need to hold the Ravage for get Gyro. He has BKB now. They're so far.
They almost had it. If they could have had a little bit more lockdown on the on the Magnus. Actually, I suppose the TP in from the gyro would still have. Wow, Young gonna be finished off. No, she's got bottle. But I mean, that was close. That was almost a dead Wind Ranger. TP coming out from Jackie Rowe. He's going to clear the creeps off the barracks, but it's going to be the top tier 2 as the next target. We're going to have TPs in from Tidehunter and Slark. Kyclop is slowed. Timezo's coming in looking for the leap. But we do have Io and Gyro coming in here as well.
What's slowing Tidehunter?
The Skyroth.
Oh,
Kyclop being brought so low, finished off by Slark really easily. And oh dear, Io Gyro coming in to help actually end up running into the rest of the Dire team. They might be in trouble a little bit here. Yep, there's Slark. They're surrounded. The leash goes down. It hits Timezel. BKB popped on Sealer. He's going to get out of the Slark. Disable that way. But going to need to run away from this Wind Ranger.
Ready for the RP.
There's a central roll. Blink doesn't quite get the stun off. Ends up landing in an ice path. But we do have the RP. We've got Gyrocopter doing a huge amount of damage. No, just laying out Macro Pyre. Praying that he gets time to TP out. TP out, buddy. TP out. He actually could have made it there, I think. But Centaur finishes him off with a quick stomp. We do still have Slark hiding in the trees here, healing up his health. 72 per second. That's insane. But I don't think there's going to be any help in this top tower.
Ravage is down. Slark ult 15 seconds.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
RP still up.
RP still up?
That's a TP. That's a TP.
Yeah, Tidehunter's coming in. Doesn't have Ravage, but he wants to be here to help. Sealer's in trouble, and they are actually getting a huge amount of damage down on him, though. Manages to drop the cooldown, so that's going to be a little bit more damage. Timezo now going for Phantom XP, while Danny chases down Kyclop. Oh, another Gush! That was fairly clutch, but a beautiful Centaur Blink. Stomp, double edge, and Skyroth finishes off the Tide. Io kind of in trouble here, being chased by the Dire supports. But they're on the retreat now. When's the next Blink Stomp? That's the next kill point. 2 seconds. 1 second. It's now. Oh, Popsy ult first. Blink. Blink. Oh, the dodges. Oh.
That's good micro juke there.
That was very good animation cancelling, yeah. I think he could have landed a stomp or two. Holy moly. I have got quite a big Dire creep wave down on bottom. Kinda would like Radiant to be doing something about that, but great team fight by them. Let's have another quick look at that XP and gold graph. Yeah, it's still a bit bubblier than it was in the early game. Swag are able to get some plays off, make some kills happen, but most of the time Northern Lions seem to be just tanky enough or just mobile enough to get out of what Swag are trying to do.
Slark build is very interesting.
What have we gone? Sanjin Yasha, Orb of Venom, Blink Dagger?
It's Midas, then SNY, then Blink.
Well, I don't play a huge amount of Slark.
I mean, typically, go Midas. Typically, pick up Blink as your first major fighting item. Picking up second is a little interesting. Of course, the problem with going Blink is it gives you no sort of farming tool. So he picked up the Sanjin Yasha first so he could farm better, and then went for the Blink as a fighting item. It's not traditional. I don't know what I think. I'm not a big fan of SNY, but I would have just picked up the Yasha and then maybe picked up the Blink. I think if he had a Blink earlier, it would have been more work.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, this is certainly maybe a team that you need to be worried about mobility against, though.
But like, I don't really know how much good the Blink's gonna really do him. Like, maybe he could have caught some of these long chases, bet a little faster, but they don't really want to be doing these long chases. I think he needs to be able to stand and fight a little bit. I would have gone for the Scotty.
But we do have, I think, one of the best Gyro Aegis characters in the game on Gyro. I mean, for such a squishy glass cannon, who needs to get so close to the enemy, I think him with an Aegis is one of the best.
He is fairly cooldown dependent, though.
Sure, but cooldown. Let's be clear what we're saying here. Cooldown isn't his main thing, and you know the rest of it's kind of 17 seconds. What is it for Rocket Barrage? 6.5 seconds.
Seconds on Flathead. Really his most important ability.
I suppose.
I mean, it's not. I don't think he's a bad Aegis carrier. Melee barrack.
Oh, they do get quite a nice shackle here on Sealer. Not going to be enough though, as No is going to be caught out there. Does manage to get the Macropie down, but it's not going to be enough. Beautiful blink in from Danny. I think that was actually a decent Ravage, but he needs his team in to help. Sealer now being taken out by Timezor. Cooldown's coming down. It's going to be enough. That's a dead Slark, and that'll be GG. Even with a buyback from Windranger, I don't think there's much they can do here. And she's the only hero left on the board right now. Being chased by Gyro. Full staff's out. But is going to have to sack the racks.
Various team.
Yeah. That really was a where his team moment. It was, I think, a decent initiation there from Tide.
Alright. I mean, the Slark was a little farther back. I think he bought a Blake.
Yeah.
It's Slark.
Immediate rotation top. This is a little bit bold. I don't think they've quite secured their creep wave yet.
Got Gyro, BKB off.
Oh, and Windranger in real trouble. She was caught, she was skewered, she's popping bottle though. Oh, nice played. Well done there by Young. Jakiro though finished off over on the mid.
Oh,
I missed that, yeah. We got Rubik and Windranger looking to save this top rack. Oh, but a blink stomp manages to land. Young in trouble possibly. Danny getting right into the thick of things, does not have Ravage.
Kill the IO first, kill the IO first.
Oh, and a nice cooldown gonna land on, oh, only SYZ, the rest of them backed out. Evasion finished off with a nice initiation there from Timezor. Don't think it's gonna be enough though, and Timezor pushed way back up to the top racks. Drops a leap, Evasion gets hit by a nice shackle. That's gonna leave him in place for an uncomfortably long time. And relocated out. Ice Path hits on Sealer. This is the thing. I mean, like, Northern Lions have not been able to get those racks down. I admit the kills have been nice in the absence of it, but yeah, there's still.
Good macro fire.
There's a lot of damage coming down on Sealer. There's going to be a power shot as well. There's the mech pop though. You gotta kill the IO, guys. Kill the IO. You're not gonna kill Gyro until you kill the IO.
They had him dead. They killed him once, but he came back.
Stronger and more powerful than you can ever imagine. Rubik with a nice centaur stun there. They might have a chance here on Sealer. Yes! The Aegis just popped. Oh god, that was only the Aegis. They're going to need a lot of stuns here. BKB popped on Gyro, hunting down this Tidehunter, hunting down the Windranger. Oh, the BKB's over and he gets caught in the Ice Path. We've got Focus Fire on him now from Windranger as well. Oh, the Shackle. If that tree hadn't been cut down, that would have been it. Phantom XP gets caught in that Ravage that was mainly used to finish off Sealer. Quick 4 stuff there. Oh, but we've got Skywrath coming in from behind. Manages to finish off Jakiro. And the Windranger. Now the Slark. This is insane Skywrath play. Danny in trouble now, but there's a finally the lift on Kyclop. He does still manage to finish off. that was insane. Timezor finally bringing down.
What is this game?
Was that a monster kill on a Skywrath mage? I think it might have been.
This is like. I need to see the chart. Kills per minute. Oh, going again. Got sleep, but no blink for 10.
I still think my favorite kill was Io's orb kill on the Jakiro over at the top side shop. That was hilarious. Timezor, where's your leap, buddy? There you go, because you do have Ice Path to come in and help. You're going to need to get out of the cooldown though.
Uh-oh.
At the very least, forcing this BKB. Nice! Huge damage, please! Yes, they managed to get it. And Io, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's out.
Oh.
Still, that gyro kill though.
Yeah, that was standing in Macropire hurts. But I thought Io was gonna be able to keep him alive. He couldn't life steal. Was the problem.
Yeah, Io's great, but he's not. You know, it's not max health. You can still be nuked down. And Macropire is legit DOT nuke.
That that's a nice little exchange there. That's pretty busy. All the dots on that chart.
And actually, that fight went in favor of Swag, judging by the graphs. Which at this stage of the game is no mean achievement. Slark, I think, working on Skadi next, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
As we see the ultimate orb pickups. No, I think gonna build the like 80th fourth star for the game, but a beautiful RP. Danny brought really low here as well. Time Zone's just gonna ult out, but is Tide gonna be able to make it? We've got Io on a creep. Gets finished off for his troubles, and now Kyclop possibly in trouble here. Oh, 4-stars himself, but just ends up being brought in range of the shackle, and that's Kyclop finished off as well. Ah, well played. Phantom XP on the run, but we do have Wind Ranger chasing. Oh, chasing the wrong way. I think Slark could be being a little bit more aggressive here. Oh, sorry?
If they weren't 2 racks down, I think they were in a good position to come back, but damage is done.
Damage done. Slark's a great kind of comeback hero, but I don't feel that Times was playing him aggressively enough.
I think he it has been now that he got his blink. But he should have gone for blink before SNY then. And you know, that's how you want to do it.
We do have a push on this bot tier 2 now coming out from Radiant. Times Up coming in from the side, blink out from Centaur. Ravage is up, all the ults are up in fact except for RP. There we go, does manage to hit on Phantom. There's the Ravage as well. Oh, and the Ice Path. Phantom's still not dead, gets 4-staffed out. And Sheila just right-clicking with Slark while BKB is up. Io comes in to support. There's going to be a huge amount of health regen. We get the stomp going down on Time Zone as well. But I think this is a sacrificial Centaur. Northern Lions struggling to get their kills.
Full Scotty down on Slark.
Scotty done. Admittedly, Swag are losing their tier 4s. Yep. Both tier 4s down. It must be frustrating for Swag. It's what you were saying about the racks, but they're finally winning fights.
Yeah.
And now, whenever they have 5 people in one place, they're ancient.
2,000 gold league, but they can overcome 2,000 gold league. They're playing well enough. Just the 2 racks now.
Young and Evasion really just rubbing noses in the forest here. Oh, I think this might actually be nukeable here. Oh no, here we go. We do have Phantom XP coming to try and help out. The RP goes down on definitely not going to get a Wind Ranger attempt. Oh, maybe are going to get her. Nope. Full stuff used from Wind Ranger. Just needs a few more orbs. Oh, one more orb.
Oh!
Oh! That was so close, but finished off by a nice shockwave there from Phantom. Meanwhile, up on mid lane, we've got Rubik in real trouble as CA is diving straight into the enemy base. Danny left standing, got Jakira to back him up, but no mana on Tide, no mana on Skywrath either. But we do have the relocate here from Magnus, from Io. Tide is possibly the one who might make it out. No, definitely not. Double edge, Dagon. Wow.
I don't know what level it is now.
That Dagon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, excellent game. Well played, Northern Lions. I think they made up for the. I still think they had the worst of the laning phase, but hell, they got kills all the way through it. Well played, both teams. David, any final thoughts?
It's too bad they lost those 2 racks. That's competition. If they had only lost one, I think Swag was in a position to there.
I think we would have had a really interesting endgame if that had been the case. Yeah. Many thanks to anybody for tuning in. We will be coming straight back with Game 2. Well, in a sec, really. Please do follow, subscribe, or like. Helps us do what we're doing. And in the meantime, just going to go over to the team logos. So, see you in a sec. Alright, let me get this music on. And we'll get into the lobby. Okay, we've just had someone ask for a quick 5-minute break, I think, between the matches. So by all means, go to the loo, grab yourself some popcorn, go read a book. We will be right back in with the next game from Northern Lions as soon as it starts. Hello, David.
Hello?
Password it's the same as the previous one, but I just resent it.
You're right.
No problem. And yeah, the stream seems to be going slightly weird for me. I don't seem to be able to actually see the video, which is slightly odd. But thanks, Chrissy, for letting me know that everything seems to be alright. If anything goes wrong, I'll try and keep my eye on the chat. But yeah, we're at 9 out of 10 players. We've got the admins, we've got the casters, we've even got the manager. And yeah, getting ready for the next match. Yeah, we were waiting for one of the streamers who was just begging for the chance to just eat something. I think it's been like it sounds like it's been like 3 days since the guy had something to eat. So we're giving him a quick minute. I think he's almost done. This is Pew Pew doing the Brazilian cast, and yeah, then we'll be rocking straight in. Yep, G's called out all round, and we should be starting the game off just now.
Alright. There, Grumble?
I'm here.
Awesome.
Hello, hello. I think we're just waiting for Valiant to get back and have a quick look at the Steam chats. Alright, the loading screen is real. The loading screen is real. And we're just waiting for 2 of the spectators to load in, and we'll be ready. Let me mute the music. Davidy friend,
Yes.
are you ready to initiate casting procedures?
Casting procedures are go.
I'll go. Alright, ready away. Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for Playday 3 of the ESL Thinkfast Razor League. And what we've got today is Game 2 of Northern Lions up against Swaggy Dudes. Let me just quickly get the draft up. There we go. And yeah, joined as always by Davidy. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Somebody on Swaggy Dude plays a mean Viper. I don't know who it is, but it's somebody.
Somebody is getting respect banned, yeah. Every game. Every single game. Which I think is fair enough. In all honesty. Viper's one of those heroes, people think he's easy to play, and okay, I'll give you that. He is fairly easy to play. But if you get someone who's played him a lot, there's a lot of little subtleties there where you can just start dominating early and mid.
I think Viper is one of those rhythm heroes where if you're very comfortable playing the hero, even though skill cap theoretically is not that high, you know the hero very, very well. You know when you're strong and when you're strong. Strong when you're weak. Whoa.
That was
I'm not sure.
That was swift. Alright, so Razor coming out from Swaggy dudes, they obviously want to win the right click war, and they managed to secure themselves Tidehunter for the second game in a row. And as I've been saying, I'm a huge fan of that guy. But Northern Lions, IO Timbersaw, instant double pick. They certainly did great work with the IO previous game. They got no reason to think they couldn't again. And it looks like they're also going for mobility as kind of the dominant strategy again with this game too. Because both of these are highly mobile heroes. IO obviously translating that mobility to another right-click carry as well. But I can't remember the last time I saw IO Timber picked up as the first two. I mean, Timber's generally a counter and not to Razor. And I'd say if you were going to insta-pick your IO, you'd insta-pick whoever you wanted with him. Otherwise, as we see, we get the PA ban again. Tiny, admittedly, still in the pool. But yeah, I've been talking a lot. What do you think, Dave?
I mean, IO and Timbersaw are not a great combo. I mean, obviously the mana region's nice, but the attack speed's more or less wasted. But I don't think that's the combo. Timbersaw, I don't know why. It's fairly strong against Razor because you don't care about damage deal. Maybe somebody really wants to play Timbersaw. Some people like playing Timbersaw.
But for example, would you pick an IO into a Razor? Because to me, I would say, alright, IO generally goes well when you've got a big right-click carry, and Razor's very good against big right-click carries.
Yeah, I would generally agree.
Some strange choices, at least from where I'm sitting. Puck picked up then from Northern Lions. Did I say mobility? Did I mention that there was going to be some mobility in this game? I think I might have mentioned there was going to be mobility. So whoever they jump in on is going to have, you're going to have Puck, Dream Coil, everything else as well.
There's your combo.
To back it up, and we see it, yeah, it's Wraith King. And I just realized the reincarnation slow, if you've got a nice IO initiation, so that he dies right in the middle of the pack, that's really nice setup for those dual chakrams.
Now, I have a question about Wraith King and Razor. I can't remember in 6.2C, obviously a lot was changed, but the Razor and Aegis and things turning off and on. If Razor links Wraith King, and then Wraith King respawns, does the link continue? And if Wraith King dies, does he come back with full damage?
I think, I might be wrong, I think this is part of the fix that they did, but I might be wrong, because they might have been fixing the whole Razor ulti carrying on through the reincarnation.
Was a separate thing, right?
Yeah, that was fixed. Sure. I think they also fixed the, because certainly 6.79, right. Like actually, you know the recent patch notes. 6.79, I'm 100% certain Razor would stay leashed to Wraith King while Wraith King respawned. So if nothing changed in either of the recent patches, that should still be true.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's something to watch. It's an important mechanic here.
Swaggy dude's picking up the Necrophos, and I don't think I explained this properly in the previous draft when he was banned, but great hero at the moment because plus 30 seconds to the respawn time of any hero who's killed with Reaper's Scythe.
35.
Sorry?
Is it 30 or 35?
It's 30.
30, okay.
Adds 30 seconds, but that's level 1, it's 30 seconds. It's, you know, without ags, you don't need anything for that extra 30 seconds, and you cannot buy back during it. So if you're one-on-one mid against Necrophos and he kills you at about the, you know, the 10, say the 8-minute mark, you're not back for the next 50 seconds.
I think you can only not buy back with Aghanim Scepter. Be wrong.
Let's have a look. No.
No? Okay.
Oh wait, can't buy back. No, can't buy back, you might be right.
They've changed some of the details of this. I can't remember.
Reserve time.
Yep. No, you're right about the can't buy back. That's an Aghanim's upgrade.
Can't buy back only with Aghanim Scepter.
But yeah, certainly still a hugely powerful hero at the moment, and a bit of a bastard to lane against, really. With Sadist and Heartstopper, it's just really, really hard to kill the guy. He's not that dangerous until suddenly he's tearing your face off. But looks like we're probably going to need another support here for Northern Lions. He said, as they pick up Slardar, so it actually looks like to me like it's going to be a support Wraith King. And I actually kind of like that, because Wraith King with a single target stun isn't the best use of relocate. Like, the only way you could really get off the value of relocate is if Wraith King died, which, okay, fair enough. But it's a bit counterintuitive, really. But relocating with the Slardar, maybe Wraith King with a blink to be able to make sure he can get in there and help. But relocating with the Slardar and then get that crush off,
10
and that's a nice initiation right there.
5 seconds.
Your thoughts on the Slardar, Davide?
Good.
Reserve time.
Early Lions are setting themselves up to outplay, as is their typical strategy. I don't think they have an amazing team, but they have a team that, if they outplay their opponents, they will do so very, very swiftly, or very, very.
I mean, I've been thinking about this recently because we haven't been casting a lot of Northern Lions. This might be slightly, I don't know, overstated a little bit, but they do remind me a little bit of kind of TI1 Na'Vi in that, like, I look at the draft sometimes and I'm like, yeah, okay, if you can pull it off, and then they do, and so I'm looking back on it and going, well, you know, is that really is that wrong? Is that bad drafting if you've got the skill to justify the confidence? I don't know.
I think what I'm saying is that they don't have any particular combos or any particular strategy that their draft is particularly effective at doing. It's a draft that's good at doing lots of different things, kind of what it's called for. And when you do that, it means you're not putting your eggs in any basket. You're just going to play the game and do what happens, which is fine. But that means that if you don't outplay your opponent, and they have a plan, and they are able to execute their plan, you don't really have a plan. You don't come in with like, all right, what we're going to do this game is we're going to do this. You're like, I don't know, we'll just win. Which is fine. If you pull it off, it's great.
Yeah, fair play. I did like that. Someone said 30 seconds, please. And just immediately, 29, 28, 27. And to me it says that the Radiant Courier is dead. What about you?
I have a no courier.
Oh, no Courier. No Courier. Alright, previously I somehow had a 1 minute 55 respawn time.
Late in the last game.
Weird. Weird.
I may be eating sympathy right now. I just want to be honest about my slightly slow responses at times.
Well, this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it. Stuff your face, and then be ready to Dota.
Got the fancy tail.
Puck's got the fancy tail. I don't like Puck though, so I'm not going to look. I'm going to look at Timbersaw, because you hate it when Timbersaw has items.
Oh, what? What?
Yeah, you do. You hate all the Timbersaw items, because you're a Timbersaw Nazi, and all you care about is Timbersaw being amazing.
What are you talking about?
We've got Invisible IO. That's always a thing.
That's one of his new abilities.
He's completely, literally invisible.
No, he's only to casters.
Invisible to casters. Lol.
I want to read a hero which has some ability which has no effect on the game, only to casters. I really want that to be one hero.
Or just constantly swagger. Or something.
No, like something mechanical. Like every time he casts an ability, the screen flashes white or something. I don't know. I really have no idea.
And you'd like that?
Yeah.
You'd like, as in like it, as in you'd be like, I like that.
That's more destructive than I want. Like every time he gets a kill, he like winks at the casters or something. I don't know.
Alright, so the teams are headed off. David, would you mind introducing the Swaggy dudes?
I would not mind. Alright, playing for our Radiant team again. Headed to the middle lane. Oh, sorry. Headed to the bottom lane is Stiz, SYZ, on this Ancient Apparitions. He's got a couple wards, tangos, doing the support thing. Down there with him, going to be farming up in this lane, is Time Zor on the Necrophos. Has an early Mantle of Intelligence, so might be going to build a Null Talisman. Headed into the middle lane will be the stand-in Young Lever on the Razor. At the top, soloing in the off lane, playing the Tide Hunter is Johnny, also a stand-in. And then last but not least, supporting down here in the bottom lane, helping out that Necrophos, hoping to kill this Timbersaw, who it does get a deep warded in the Radiant jungle, is no. Just no on the Earthshaker.
No. You know. We also got a nice deep ward there up for up for Tidehunter on the Dire safe lane. And speaking of the Dire safe lane, let's introduce Northern Lions. We have got on the IO, it's being played by Evasion yet again. Offlane Timbersaw going to be played by CA. We've got the Wraith King going to be played by Kyclop, who's they actually look like they might be trying to wrap around on something here. This is some very aggressive maneuvering. Slardar being played by Sailor, again the stand-in, and the mid-puck going to be played by Phantom XP. And this, I got to say, is more often where I see Phantom XP. To me, he's their mid player, and I appreciate they were switching the 1 and 2 positions last game, but I'm looking forward to this.
Great, very good job to resting. Wow, so many things going on. Radiant blocks the Dire Ancient with a Sentry Ward, which you need to do against Tidehunter. Very, very important. Then Earthshaker actually blocked Tidehunter's wave for him.
Okay, taking damage.
He does manage to get
Earthshaker, right?
Dire
Yep.
wave into the tower range, so maybe great display.
Yeah, fair play. Were they using fissure blocks for that, or?
Yes.
Interesting. Timbersaw taking a lot of right-click harass down on bottom lane, but of course reactive armor going to help him get at least some of that back.
Then he remembered that he was Timbersaw.
But you know, you are also going to have the Necrophos aura up, and that seems to be something that Timbersaw would really struggle against. You are the Timbersaw expert.
I mean, it's not as bad as some other strength heroes because he's actually not that tanky at the start, and also you do have a way to get some relatively free regen just by taking some right clicks. You just tank half a creep wave, and it's bad, but not that bad. Plus,
He's got some regen at least.
You're a relatively passive offlaner, so you don't need to be up in their face as much. So you're really trying to just get really good levels. Your number one goal.
Razor meanwhile over on the mid lane, going fairly even against Puck. Puck though with 4 denies, that's actually quite a nice lead. You know, it means that you're going to get your level 2, your level 3 that little bit earlier. And if there's an opportunity for a kill, you'll be that much stronger than your opponent. Really love getting denies in the mid lane. But you know, that's why I always say it's why I enjoy watching Phantom on the mid lane, because he's very good at both the last hits and the denies, and he turns that into real advantage. Sorry, what was that?
Razor was forced to use his Plasma Field to make the Puck phase shift, so he didn't deny a creep from him. Puck is really nice.
So 8-6 now for Puck, and we'll come back to this in a moment, but I'm pretty sure that that's a pattern we're going to see continue. Danny does get hit by the crush, but there's no follow-up.
No pulse from the Dire. Not really sure what's happening here.
Crush doesn't have a huge amount of mana cost, and obviously you've got IO as well. You can spam it a little bit just for the damage, I guess.
Interesting. They're really looking to.
They really are. Wraithing's going to end up taking a couple of tower hits there as well.
Not sure why they're not pulling. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. They might be able to deny farm to the Tidehunter by being, you know, this kind of aggressive, but it makes it much harder to deny XP.
Well, I mean, they have the rate or a level, so I guess every time he's in lane, they have to push. I don't know. Strange.
We've got the pull coming off now, though. I'm wondering if they're just going to go for a single pull and a bulge. Yeah, they are. They really are trying to push. Tidehunter, sensing it, is going to come up and try and soak up some of that XP. Does get spotted out and drawing the creep wave straight back.
Very nice.
This is how you get some free XP.
If you're not going to double pull, then I will, says Tidehunter. Very well played.
Down on the bot lane, meanwhile, looks like we're just getting the standard chain pulling going on. Tidehunter securing, Tidehunter Earthshaker securing some last hit for himself as well. Trying to judge the timing on one of the healing waves, which are always the bastard ones. Misses the range creep on the chain pull, but that's not a huge deal. Yeah, getting pinged out by Earthshaker. I failed. Bottom rune going to be going over to Razor. And yeah, this obs from the Timbersaw I do really like. It's exactly the vision you need to avoid being murdered. basically, even if it doesn't help too much with the pulling situation.
Really needs to try to get rid of this tree.
Dire's
Yeah.
middle tower is being attacked.
This
keep an
tree
eye.
blocks a pretty important slice of vision.
Yeah. How is he doing? 360 gold in the bank. He's got his brown boots up. He's got his shield. The problem is just this Necro. I mean, 25 and 8. He'll be getting really, really fat, and fed Necro is even more terrifying than not fed Necro.
Levels are okay. Compared to the Tidehunter, he's not doing great.
Hmm.
Chain pulling will do that.
And I mean, yeah, the Tidehunter. Yeah, I mean, as you've been saying, the not really seeing what Northern Lions are doing strategy-wise up on this top lane. Have they even got much damage down on the tower? No, barely any. Big TP's coming down on mid. Phantom XP manages to finish off Young. So that's our first blood being taken on the Razor. And looks like they're going to be able to make it out as well.
Okay,
Meanwhile, up on top lane, Danny's certainly going to take a lot of damage here. Doubtful he'll be killed though. Kraken Shell just so effective. Ping's going out on the Wraith King. They've got Earthshaker coming in to help. Wraith King drops his stun. Going to try and buy himself some room. Of course, this is Earthshaker we're talking about, so there's always a fissure. No, he wants to save it. Tidehunter taking the bounty rune to push him a little bit.
Earthshaker in the oh, sorry.
No, yeah.
If you're playing Earthshaker in the laning phase, you're not going to block with your fissure, and it's not like a guaranteed kill. Don't use your fissure. This is something that drives me crazy. Players will just throw fissures up or down the lane. It's like, no, we have to stop them. That's why we have to. Remember the dive pull here, Tidehunter. Pull it, gets it off.
Neatly denying some XP there to Slada. It is going to be a bit of a tricky. I mean, yeah. This is one of the ones that's slightly tricky because when it goes like this, you've effectively just done a pull for Slada.
Yeah, but you pulled his creeps. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but the problem is, you know, the normal advantage to doing this would be Slada couldn't get the XP off that wave. But obviously he can get the XP off that wave. And the jungle creeps. It's tricky. Puck finishing off Lever again on the mid lane, this time with a bit of help from Wraith King. But this is what I mean about Phantom XP. It's when you're 35-15 against 16 and 6, that's a huge, huge lead. In terms of items, in terms of levels, in terms of whatever you want to look at is important in the early stages of the game. And that's how he tends to get kills. This is, what did I say, about 8 minutes? Oh, it was slightly quicker this time. Danny now being supported by this Earthshaker. I think they're not going to get anything here. I'm not entirely sure why they've invested 2 heroes up to the offlane. They were doing a great job with the roaming Earth up till now. Going to get another pull coming out from Danny. I know it's not a. I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing for an offlaner to do. It's just it doesn't. What it does is it means that both of you are getting your lanes. It's not when you get the pull off like it was then, and the enemy heroes can just come in and feed off the jungle camp. You're not really denying them anything. If anything, you might be giving them anything, but you are making sure that the next wave just comes straight down to your tower, as he's doing now. We have got a bit of a wraparound on Timezor. Puck coming in from behind. Dreamcoil goes down. Getting those right clicks off. Not sure why Timber's being quite as slow on the nukes. I think it could have been a bit quicker there, but no need to be. The kill happened. No complaints, and that's 0-3 for Northern Lions. Going to be quite a lot of damage going down on this tower now. I'm wondering if Timbersword's just going to use the opportunity to cut down some of the trees in anticipation of the next push. Is that standard Timbersword practice, David?
It can be. I mean, you're especially this tower, if you have the mana for it.
There are some hugely annoying trees around there. And what is he building next?
You mean the timber saw?
Yeah.
What's up?
So, what's he getting first? Tranquils and Bazzy, or?
Bell ring, mate.
Hmm. Oh yeah, that'll be it. Phantom XP able to just increase his leads on the mid, as Razor's forced to go and try and farm up some jungle camps. And now we've got pretty much free farm for the Slardar as well, as we see Tidehunter rotating out with amp damage on as well. And it looks like, did you see it? He just walked away right up to the point that amp damage went off. At which point he immediately turned around and started coming back to lane.
Makes Puck be a little bit more scared. Makes Slardar be a little bit more confident.
Mhm.
Slardar does pick up his blink. Oh, not super early. Oh, middle.
Young Lever, this will be his third death if they can get it, and they can. This time the kill going to Wraith King. Phantom XP there to help if needed, and Danny looking for the Ravage.
Highlander has Ravage.
There it is! Phase shifted out by Phantom XP. We've got a No coming in though, and they do manage to finish off the puck. That's a dominating streak, and 400 gold for Tide. He's about 500 off blink now.
Where's Necro building? Blink, blink.
Midas?
A bit late for a Midas.
It is a bit late for Midas. That's just my kind of go-to when I see carries with like 2,000 gold at the 10-minute mark. Killed! Split among Slardar and Io. Was that the first relocate of the game and we missed it? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Good.
Was it not the first?
Don't think so.
When was the earlier one? I missed that one. A pretty quiet game. I mean, there's been kills, but it's pretty much just Swag doing actually okay in the lane, and then...
Oh, Earthshaker uses the Echo Slam as well. Not sure about that. You know, even if you're going to die, which is fine, let's not go nuts here. And Sealer finishes off the Necrophos as well. Might be able to make it out under the cover of Io. Yep, going to be able to make it. And this is 1 for 9.
They can't do anything against when Puck and Timbersaw just dive in. Like, they have Ravage and Fissure. But they go on the Earthshaker. I don't know. Wow. Oh, wow. That's a David death. I do that all the time.
What happened?
Did you see Earthshaker kill Slardar?
No. What happened?
Slardar was pushing the wave in at like health, and Earthshaker just walked up to Fissure if he died.
Oh, that kind of, there's just been a team fight and I'm low, but I'm sure I can just farm up this one wave.
Yeah.
Those kind of kills, yeah.
I do that all the time. You know that.
I've maybe once or twice seen it happen.
Do that all the time.
Io and Puck
Like,
both securing runes for their bottles.
We won the fight, so it doesn't matter that I died afterwards, okay?
And we've got an initiation coming in on Danny here. There's a stun coming out from Kyclop, but they're going to need quite a bit more damage with Timezor coming in. And Young Lever. This is risky, boys. Wraith King's back up.
Uh-oh.
Can he get the stun? He can. That might be enough just with DOT, but no, we've got Slardar there to secure it as well. Still a terrible trade for Northern Lions compared to their earlier play. Puck still on the back line with 0 mana though, just going to be looking to retreat. And the advantage, I guess, is Timbersaw happily farming up on bot lane. You were right, that is a Soul Ring he's picking up.
I may crash here. I might crash. But all good.
C'est la vie.
I'm 100% frozen.
100% frozen. Alright, well, solo cast for a little while, guys. Have a look at some of these fight recaps. Huge amounts of damage coming out from Puck and Razor. And Wraith King finishing off Necrophos up on the top lane. That's surprising given just how the dynamic is right there. Like No and Young Lever, both full health, fair amount of mana between them. But obviously don't feel confident going in against this. That's not good, friends. And Kyclop doing a great job of managing the aggro there. Almost died 101 times. Oh, we've got the AA ult. I think it might be a little bit ambitious. Yeah, a little bit too far down the lane. Kyclop also backing up a little bit. And we do have Swag now rotating around on the mid lane. Davide, you did just I did just get a pop-up saying you were joining Dota 2?
I'll win.
On your way, wonderful. And a quick escape from Puck there. Danny now chasing him down the river. But a Gush is just going to slow him down a little bit. And actually, 100 mana, you'll get it back fairly soon, I guess. But that's quite a hole in Tide's mana pool. Ravage is off cooldown though, so this is a time when if Swaggy dudes are going to be able to get anything happening in this game, it's going to have to be Ravage related. So they should be thinking about making a move now. CA going down to try and get this Razor off the creep wave. Io finishing off AA, and Puck finishing off Necrophos. I was calling for the initiation, and then I missed it. Tidehunter does not have Ravage anymore. That went down as well. Puck finishing him off with a nice illusory orb, and now it's just no. And the stuns are real. The stuns are just so real. Phantom XP now just getting right clicks down on the creep wave, and this will be actually Northern Lions' first tower of the game. And they might want to think about sending someone back to defend their tier 2 bot as well. Are you in, Dav?
Loading in.
Loading. Let
Okay.
me know the. And you're in. Some kills one way, some kills another way, some pushes. Same pattern as before.
Basically, Dota is continuing to happen.
Basically, Dota is and will always be continuing to happen. Oh, double blink! Danny blinking on Seela, Seela blinking on Danny, and that's going to be a deny. Oh, but Seela caught by the fissure, completely trapped. I'm not sure if they see him. Oh, they do. There's the anchor smash. Here come the right clicks. Seela does manage to drop a nice stun, but finish off by the Earthshaker coming around from the other side. That was a near perfect fissure. I was very happy with that. Evasion now heading down into the bot lane. And we've got a blink in from Park, who's going to be able to finish off Necrophos, no problem at all. Dodging out of the AA ult as well. Radiant Creep, we've taken for a little bit of a trip down to bot rune, a little bit of sightseeing. But they're back now, and actually going to be able to hold the Dire Creep wave up in a much better place for the Dire heroes. Not sure that was intentional, but that's the way it happened. Cyclop now just right clicking down these top lane creeps. And young Lever here, possibly in trouble as Puck doing some nice initiations. The fissure lands on just the wrong side.
Oh, not quite.
What would you do here as Swag, Davidy? Because this is
They're lost. I mean, I don't know. Puck starts picking up a Dagon, and 15 minutes in, it has Blink, he's just running around zapping you.
it's not looking good. I'll give you that.
Alright. One of those games, guys.
Raids are TPing up top. Going to try and contest the farm with this Wraith King a little bit.
I mean, right now, their solo mid is scared of support. And it's a support that he, like, conceptually counters. And wait, he has a Midas. I didn't see that one.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Wraith King does have a Midas. This is a true transition here.
So, like, okay.
So yeah, this game is going to be tricky for Swag to come back from, I suppose.
Necro.
Northern Lions certainly had reliable performances tournament. And Timbersaw now.
Oh, uses coil. Coil's down.
Coil's down, and we've actually got a big rotation in here from the Radiant team as they go around the other side. Phantom XP just finished off by mass Tidehunter combos. Io coming in to try and help out the Slardar though. Oh, but the fissure again, beautifully played Echo Slam.
Nice.
This time securing 2 additional kills. And Cyclop trying to come in a little bit. I don't think they should be going for kills. If he wants to try and help out. Oh, they can go for kills, I guess. They get the Tidehunter.
Lands.
This is going to be a dead Timbersaw, I think. Oh no! The TP! The TP!
Earthshaker doesn't have Blink yet.
No. If they'd been able to drop a...
Yeah, Earthshaker has Blink now. Oh, they're shutting the courier back. What? What's happening?
I think
Guys,
miscommunication. Because they updated the rules on the courier recently, so that now you can always call it to you, even if it's going to someone else. Before you had to kind of manually select it and stop it. Really annoying.
If you have a hotkey, you would probably do that.
Oh, that's really annoying. Phantom XP with another blink onto Timezone. The Dagons! The double Dagons! Phantom XP actually coming off worse in this engagement and gonna lose! Finished off by the Necro. Unfortunately, Sealer able to blink in and finish off the Necro as well.
But that's such a big win. Anytime Necros kills you, if you're a good target to kill, it's a win for Necro.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an additional 30 seconds on Puck, as we may have mentioned once or twice during the draft. Evasion gets caught out by the Fissure. There's the Gush, but links up to the Slardar for the quick route out.
You know what would be cool? They should make Necro Ags. One thing they should add to it, and like, obviously you less the other stuff. What would be very cool is if with Necro Ags, if Necro dies, then like, you know, 30 seconds of killing an opposing hero, then Necro does not give gold or experience like a deny. Necro denies himself instead of dying.
That would be harsh.
But that's, the idea would be to make a hero that like it's always worth it. Like obviously Necro is the ultimate kill stealer, right? So Necro would be the hero that whenever he killed someone, it was always worth it. If he killed a good target.
That's interesting. I'll give you that. It's interesting. Quick smoke coming out from Earthshaker. Not entirely sure why. Possibly for the movement speed.
When you're losing, you smoke king. That's what you do.
Yeah, but he didn't smoke anyone else.
Got AA and Earthshaker.
Oh, they got the AA. Okay, good. Looks like they want to go on Phantom XP here. They get the blink, the Echo Slam, the Necro Bolt, the everything, and Puck is dead for another 80 seconds. Ravage used his time to get the Tidehunter, and they're actually looking like they might have a little bit of map dominance for a little while.
Every time you see the Puck, you Necro. That's what you have to do. Squishy, and he's hard to lock down. I love Necro against Puck for very reason, because like he's a game dominating hero. They're good.
Blink Crush from Sealer forcing the AA to TP bottom as well.
Oh, Necro went for the wrong juice spot.
Ouch. Squish, 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 and that's actually now the same cooldown as Puck has left.
Now in my Dota.
Oh, and Sealer catches out Young on the back lines. We've got Io coming in as well. The leash goes down, but that's a dead Razor. Push coming down on mid now. Hey, going to land on the creep wave nicely. But we have Timbersaw doing the real pushing, and that's probably a little bit better wave clearance. Roche now just going to be nuked down by these strength heroes.
Minus armor, right life steal, IO.
That's Slardar with an Aegis, and they're now just going to be looking to Roche to run down bot lane. It looks like maybe mid.
So they're going to steal this stack too.
How's Slardar's mana pool doing? Yeah, it's doing fine. He's got another couple of crushes in him, enough to spam out the amp damage.
Slardar is a very good Aegis carrier. Puck's a pretty good one too, as is Timbersaw. I think Timbersaw is an underrated Aegis carrier.
Timbersaw needs that mana as well, I suppose. So coming back with full mana on a Timbersaw is...
Full mana is great. He's very elusive. He's very tanky, and he's very cooldown independent.
Popping up the net worth chart now, and this is just scary. The 3 cores on the dire side. 2,000 ahead of the closest person behind on Swag, and that's Tidehunter, unfortunately. Razor and Necro both more than 1,000 behind him. And we were talking about how Tidehunter was, you know, doing alright, but maybe not going to get a huge amount of gold. Most gold on the team. Most gold on the team.
Well, he hasn't died as much. That helps a lot.
That does help a lot. Also, Ravage. When you're behind like this and all your kills are coming from Ravage, what it means for Tide is, well, you know, at least you're going to get all the XP. Double resurrection. The double resurrection is real. Sealer left behind by his team, I think. AA ult hits. That was actually quite a nice one. Blink, Stomp, and Sealer finished off by the AA ult. Kai Club actually wants to go in for... He's a very aggressive player, isn't he? He's looking for more. Always looking for more.
Noah's been playing very well this game.
Danny being finished off, but it's Puck who's the first one to go down to the that Necro. What are you saying? No, going to be finished off by a nice chakram from Timbersaw.
Go for the IO. Go for the IO.
Blink out there from.
Good job.
Blink out from Uclop. Oh, an IO just finished off there by that AA ult. Kyclop going to blink TP, and Timbersaw is just going to be Timbersaw. So no more kills going down. So okay, let's ask the question again. What do you do now if you're Swag, David? Is the game still over?
No.
So what would you do?
Okay.
Just kill the puck. Answer will always be just kill the puck.
First the IO, then the puck.
Unfortunately, those two heroes both fairly decent at escaping. They're going to get a pick off on Young, it seems like. Oh, possibly not. Oh, possibly. I don't think there's a huge amount of certainty about what they're going for and what they're not, but they do manage to get the kill, and we've got evasion coming in as well to potentially help out with Timesor. Yep, they managed to land the Chakram, they managed to land the Timber Chain and the Stomp. That's a kill. Meanwhile, up on the mid lane, No actually being brought incredibly low by the by Phantom XP. He's blinking out. Being chased by the puck though. He drops the silence. Not enough damage to get the kill yet, and I kinda am beginning to wish Northern Lions would commit to something. As you said, if they keep losing the puck, things will begin to go Swaggy's way.
Earthshaker's playing very, very well.
Some of those fidgets have just been a real pleasure. That one that trapped the Slardar in that little triangle of trees was a real beauty.
Playing decisively, playing efficiently, getting out. He's in trouble. He's definitely the best player on their team right now. Or at least he's playing like it.
Northern Lions farming their own jungle for what I think might be the first time in the game. Everything else seems to have been in the Swaggy jungle. And a big group up here from Swaggy. I'm not sure whether they're planning on doing a smoke or something. Does somebody have smoke? Yeah, they do. But Razor wants to finish his stack. That seems familiar. That happens to us all the time.
Oh, Razor. That was a great time to smoke it.
Yeah. But he just needs to finish his BKB. That'll be the
Then smoke without Razor. You don't always have to go as 5. Something I think our team really needs to work on is that smoke don't have to be all 5 heroes together. Card carries farming or
a Spectre.
Yeah.
3-man ganks, bro. 3-man ganks. Phantom XP running into Razor down on the bot lane.
Yeah,
there's the ult, there's the silence, there's the nuke. Don't think he's got the damage for this though. Does have a haste rune to get away.
And BK ult into the BKB.
Meanwhile, up on the mid lane, Earthshaker and I are both brought down. Sealer now managing to finish off Necrophost. And we have Kyclop coming in as well. And honestly, it's that vampiric aura which is keeping Sealer alive in these fights. And they managed to get Slardar as well. That, I think, might be the game breaker.
Yeah, I think the whole... it's obviously, you know, easy to think this because we were just talking about it. But really, honestly, them not smoking there was a really big loss. They lost map control because no one was pushing out the lane, and grouped up, smoke, and they didn't smoke in a situation where they could have done real work there. They had caught somebody out, the enemies are spread, it was very doable, and then they just basically set themselves up for the slaughter by all grouping in around the middle when the other team has good map vision. So they knew where all 5 heroes were. They all just stood there for a while and then walked forward. That's asking me. They really should have smoked. Without Razor.
Actually, huge amount of damage going down on Puck down bottom. That was beautiful combo. AA ult, Fissure. They did have to use the Echo Slam for it. But hey, as you said, you just got to keep killing that Puck. And you're right, I'm not entirely sure why we didn't see the blink we were expecting there. No finished off by a nice blink slam from Sealer. Enough of the Radiant in to scare them off this tower though. Danny possibly being a little bit too aggressive.
No Ravage.
No Ravage.
Oh.
And Sealer catches 3 in the stomp. That was huge. Timesor going to be the first to go down. We've got Young Lieber with BKB pop trying to get some damage down on this IO. Needs a couple more right clicks. Io runs into the creeps coming the other way and is completely blocked. He would have been able to juke out if it wasn't for that. Kyclub now in trouble. Pops his BKB. Young Lever faces the same creeps. These are blocking everyone. That path is just a no-go today, apparently. Kyclub running into SYZ. He has CA there to back him up. Razor thinks about coming in. Decides against it when he sees the Chakram. But CA's already gone his scent. Following him under the tier 2 mid. The crush misses. The Chakram does not though, and that finishes off Tide as CA backs up onto the high ground. Beautiful play. Park going in, going for the aggressive plays on the lane. They're going to go for a push here. Ooey, ooey. So we're finally going to see another tower go down. I do think Northern Lions could be doing this a little bit quicker, but I think their skill set is definitely killing. So I can appreciate what they're doing. Rotations now, just heading up to the top lane, and they'll be looking to find a bit of space to push that down and get the last external tower down on the Swaggy side. And while we got a bit of a lull, let's have a look. Main items: Timbersaw, Bloodstone, Ags, and Blink. All already up. BKB's up on Slardar and on the Wraith King. I wonder how Slardar feels. He's a position 1, but Wraith King's the one with the Midas. Io with Mech. What's that? What's Yoga Club for on the Io? Oh, big fight going down on the high ground on mid. Slardar's the one who's finished off with the extra 30 seconds as well. Ravage has gone down to catch CA, and that's a dead Timbersaw as well. Only 2 seconds with his Bloodstone charges.
Could be a BKB. Yeah.
Okay, so BKB coming out on IO as well. Meanwhile, over on the Swag side, significant items. We've got Ags almost out on the Ancient Apparition. Dagon being worked on by Necrophos. Still a way to go for his Ags. So BKB on Razor. Shiva's and Blink on Tide. So he's this the skill that's really winning them the team fights that they are winning has just got a little bit more effective with the addition of that Shiva's. And the AOP hits the 2 squishies. There's going to be a fissure as well. Misses. Evasion's in trouble. Finished off by Timeswell's Dagon. Oh. Dream Coil goes down though. Catches 3. Danny just going to try and TP out, but finished off by Phantom. Blink, Dagon. TP's out from the rest though. So overall, a tower and 2 kills in exchange for a Tide Hunter with Ravage down. I think that's worth.
Yeah. Considering the situation they're in, those are trades they're going to have to be happy with.
Looks like Northern Lions might want to sniff around Roche or something.
And as silly as it sort of is to say, when Tide Hunter is your trade and he gets off his Ravage, kind of good. Like, okay, good, we traded the Tide Hunter and he used his Ravage. That's good. That's the good.
He's going to be useless until it's off cooldown anyway, I suppose. Yeah.
You did your job. It's like when you play Venoman. You know, it's like, well, it was a big team fight. Got off my ult and my Gale and, you know, pop my mech and my arcane boots, whatever, and then I died. Okay, alright, fine. I did my job. I contributed about as much as I was going to contribute. That's actually not Venomancer is all. I will never say anything bad about Venomancer.
Team's now looking to come down the mid lane. And when do you think they're going to break high ground? I mean, I'm pretty sure this isn't the push here. Yeah, they're just rotating up for the tier 3. But how do you see the rest of the game?
It's going to be a lot about that Ravage. I think they're going to pull back. They don't really want to sit here and starve Swag. Swag has a lot of initiation. AA, Ravage, Earthshaker. You need to... I'm not sure. Oh, maybe they will try to do it. They definitely can.
Park finishing off Ancient Apparition down on bot lane. That might be the space they need.
Necro.
Oh, finished off by the Tide Hunter. But are they going to lose everything in exchange? Necro's down. No does a brave blink in there. I think that took Northern Lions by surprise. They weren't ready for the for any kind of response they could have had. BKB popped on Slardar, BKB popped on Razor. Trying to right click down these dire heroes without their puck support. Necro buys back, trying to help chase down the lane. But Kyclop is ready for the turn. They're right clicking down Young. Beautiful fissure, but BKB popped on the Wraith King. Timezor now popping his Dagon. Might be enough to finish off Evasion. It is. Beautiful play. Danny now going for the Tidehunter. Just needs one more. Oh, the suicide. And Slardar and Wraith King, the tanks now just rushing up onto the high ground to finish off No. And 3 for 3. Actually, 3 for 3. The only problem for Swag, of course, is they lost all their cores.
And there was a buyback on Necro. Oh!
Oh, and a buyback on Necro, that's right.
Another David death on the Slardar.
A dieback. Ancient Apparition catching out Slardar. Yeah, excellent play. Kyclop, honestly, Kyclop has ult. I might just kill the Tidehunter and take the racks here. I suppose AA is very, very close.
Hey, still there.
But you got CA. CA on the Timbersaw ready to come in and help.
He's not gonna even finish the tower.
Net worth chart doing something weird. There we go. Have a look at the net worth, Davey. How often do you see that?
Not sure what I'm looking at.
Lowest is IO, then the Radiant team, and then the rest of the Dio team. The Dio team.
Graph. That's a graph. Okay. Yeah. Good.
C'est odd. C'est odd. I mean, that's what you want to see from your position 5, though.
Looks like an EG. I see EG do this a lot, where PPD is like way down at the bottom, and then the rest of the team is at the top.
PPD too strong, man. That's position 5 for you. Literally the definition thereof. Phantom XP doing a very bold initiation here on Lever. I think he really just wants to keep them on their toes. Let them know it's not safe to go out and farm. Meanwhile, Timbersaw finishing up on top lane. Just trying to chew through these creep waves. Evasion waiting at base for the Slardar. There we go. Oh, Slardar just wants to run. Are they running? Are they relocating? They're just running. Kyclop finishing off the Radiant Ancients because, you know, why not? He is, like, this isn't even vaguely a support Wraith King anymore. I mean, no supporting was done that day by this Wraith King.
I mean, when you're playing support Wraith King, a blink done is basically your supporting contribution.
That's your initiation contribution.
What do you want him to buy?
Wards? Maybe a drum? Halberd?
Maybe he is buying ward?
Maybe he is buying wards. He looks remarkably 6-slotted to me with that Aegis. Not that's a bad call though, I mean, it's getting them tier 3s as we speak. Fissure goes down, but all it's going to do is hold up Kyclop for a couple of right clicks, and then he can just back out. You'll notice that he is now the recipient of the link. Slardar's being left out a little bit.
Water does not scale very well, but he does.
And this middle tower actually beginning to take some damage. They really are happy to just right click it down with this Wraith King. They know they've got the rest of the team within blink or zippy distance to help finish them off. Got the IO buff here now to help out as well. Forced out the glyph, that tower's basically dead. And that's just Wraith King right clicks while the rest of his team wait. Kind of, you know, outside Ravage distance away. But there's the Ravage, it goes down, it hits 2, I think, Sealer and Wraith King. The 2 you kind of least need to get. Kyclop's going to go down, but that's only his ult. He still has Aegis. Sealer in here now, just right clicking down. Going to back out as soon as his BKB is off and just leave it up to Kyclop. There's going to be a stun coming out in a sec. There it is. This is going to be AA. Danny now on the back lines looking to come in. Well, that was Wraith King dead? What happened to the Aegis?
Good question. What did happen to the Aegis?
Did you catch that? Did it expire in the middle of that? I'm very confused. The AA ult, beautiful finish on the IO. And Swagger actually doing an amazing job at turning this round.
The Necro died again before he could get his ult off.
That's unfortunate. Phantom XP just trying to harass down this mid tower, but might get finished off here. Can Danny time the anchor smash? He can!
He's done that a couple times this game.
He has. He's making plays. Still gonna die though. Double chakram. Double chakram all the way across the skies. What can it mean?
I will say this, the games have been fundamentally one-sided. They've been pretty interesting. They've been some fun fights.
Yeah, Swag have I really like the way Swag are playing. I think Northern Lions just kind of have the edge on the early game, and they have the edge on mobile gaming, and that's kind of what the meta is at the moment.
Well, they're playing like stoppers.
Yeah, like once Swag starts getting their you know, their abilities to level 4 in both matches, that's when we started seeing some real plays come out.
You know, it's funny. I tell people about this is if you ever watch those like pubs versus pros streaming game, or you know, you can do a tournament. They bring in like teams of professional players, random all-star matches versus just like some pub players, and then they make the pros like buy random items. Of course, the pros always win.
Yeah.
But when the pros win, if you watch those games, once it gets into like, you know, the 35-minute mark, the pros definitely play better. But the fact that they have these random items and stuff means that they often the fights are a lot more even than you might expect. But where the pros win the game is in like first, like 6 minutes with just like basic kiting and lane rotation. You know, like I've seen NoTail as a Darkseer he was playing mid Darkseer in one of these games, and they had like a Warlock solo off lane against a pretty good tri lane, and they basically just had NoTail rotate down in.
So one moment, CA in a little bit of trouble here, and it does look like Swagger investing quite a lot to get him, but he pops BKB and is out. Okay, sorry, carry on.
Sorry, I'll finish the answer quickly. But he basically rotated in with just, you know, level 2 a shell and level 1 surge, and they killed the whole tri lane without hardly taking any damage, just by running around with surge and some warlock right clicks and ion shell. They killed everybody. That's
a mid tier 3 Kyclop, blink, stun. We've got the chakrams coming in support. Get back to Anecdotage in a minute. Phantom XP getting caught out by the plasma field. But we do have Sheila coming in. He wants to take on the entire Radiant team. Actually leaves the Earthshaker there. The Ravage goes down, hits no one with the BKBs down, and that'll be a dead Danny. We get buyback from Earthshaker and from Necrophos though. This is what they need to chase them off, and they're going to be a Necro ult down on that. Oh no. Necro ult, Necro ult, Necro ult, Necro ult, Necro ult. We're waiting. We're waiting. We're praying. Those 2 kills are not what they need to justify losing a tier 3 and those buybacks.
They really needed the Necro ult down on somebody.
Just a couple more kills, just like, you know, if they picked off the Slardar and the any 2 more, even just any 1 more, and I would have been saying, okay, that's all right. But Ion Park's not what they need. So anyway, sorry, Anecdote.
No, that was basically it. Pros win in the first 10 minutes. That's where I think pro skill is most evident.
I mean, it's a part of the game where the skill that's required in Dota, the right-click skill, as opposed to the strategy, as opposed to the drafting, as opposed to anything else. That it's a laning phase where you need your right clicks and your skill. When was the last time Swaggy got a tower? It was quite a while ago, wasn't it?
Sure. Yeah,
it might have been. And they're just going to do the same thing now on the range track. Just Kyclop come in, right click for as long as he can.
Razor is a good tool to deal with this strategy, though.
It is. If Wraithking can just get out, though, he can kind of... Okay, so 84 damage lost that time. He's still hitting for 200. They can still do this. It's not enough by itself, but you're right, it is a very good tool for dealing with it. Those dual chakrams clear waves in seconds. And the fissure actually misses this time, which is going to give Kyclop just a few more seconds, and that's all he needs.
He needs to beat him.
The BKBs, the mass BKBs. Ravage will do nothing right now, so Danny just has to back away. Ravage still on cooldown, I didn't realize, 15 seconds. They need to keep him alive, that's a dead evasion, but they've lost Necro. They can't lose this Necro, they're going to lose melee racks. It's being brought down, it's on 300 health. Razor now in, trying to phase out the creep wave. Get some deeps down, but he can certainly kill creep waves, but so can Timbersaw, and he's just got to wait for this initiation. Kyclop comes in, all of the ults are dropped, but unfortunately Wraith King, the only one to fall, and he's back 3 seconds later. Dropping stuns, right clicking. Has he got a basher? No, he doesn't have a basher. That stun must have come from somewhere else. The AA ult lands on not Slardar actually. Nice blink out from that. Doesn't manage to catch the puck either. And that's for mid-racks. Still though, they really need two if they're going to try and at least take this as the win of the game. Razor's in to try and fight him off. They get the tier 3. And that's melee. And this will be ranged. And a nice double blink slam down from Scylla. Manages to finish off AA in one more right click. There it is. The Razor is down there. 168 damage. 196 damage. The Razor's right clicking like a boss right now. Dagon stunned, but he BKB'd. He's going for Phantom XP. But Kyclop just catches him and just right clicks. Wow, well I think that's GG. David, thoughts?
Valiant and Swaggy. Really valiant.
Sorry?
I said valiant and again.
Yeah. It was. There's the GG call.
Swaggy got outplayed in both games. But in both games their play was not shameful. And they did a lot of good things. I think the biggest problem was Necro couldn't stay alive long enough to get his ult off. Don't forget that in the late game, Necro gets really squishy. This is a problem as someone who's been playing some Necro recently. You know, you're so scary to start, and your ult is so powerful in the late game. You get really squishy, and this is why you have to build tanky on Necro. You need to go like Ags. If you go for BKB, that's a good pick. I don't really know. I don't really get the Dagon, but anyway.
Okay. Well played to both teams. I think you're right. Swag did a really, really good job in those games. It's just a question of sharpening up the early game a little bit, or just being ready for the kind of aggression that Northern Lions always just dish out. But well played to both teams. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope anybody watching on Twitch has enjoyed watching. Please do follow and subscribe and whatever if you're watching on YouTube. And many thanks to David for joining me here, man. Hope it's been fun.
Glad to be here.
And yeah, we will be coming back. David, I'm not sure if you're going to be free for this, but we do have another match starting off in about an hour. I'll be coming back for that. Still not sure exactly which one I'm going to be on, but I'm going to pop the group stage into the chat, and I can let people know which ones we can do. But tune back in an hour for more Dota, and we'll sort it all out then. Chat to you guys soon. Ciao.